To our brothers and sisters and friends at Catholic Campus Ministry at NC State. I'm standing in front of our local abortion clinic. It's about 5 minutes from campus. Every day, our unborn neighbor is brought here to be ripped apart limb from limb with surgical instruments and chemical poisons. Behind these doors, thousands of mothers have led their children to the slaughter in a misguided attempt to preserve their own lives. Every single abortion that happens here takes the life of your neighbor, who bears the image and likeness of our God.
From this parking lot, Bobby and I have witnessed thousands of mothers being led to the slaughter. We have offered women love and hope countless of times just to be rejected over and over again. Not to mention mocked, verbally, and physically assaulted. Personally, I have failed over and over again to save the lives that God has put in my care, and yet the war continues.
Let me tell you a story about a man who, while on a journey, fell victim to robbers who beat him and left him for dead on the side of the road. A priest and a Levite walked by, and though these were supposedly holy men, they went on to more pressing matters. Perhaps they offered a prayer for the man at best. But a third man looked on this man with compassion and did all that he could to rescue and restore his life. The first two men were self-righteous and deluded. Maybe they were keeping God the main thing, but they were bad neighbors. They did not love their fellow man, nor the God in whose image he was made. Now, I know that you know that abortion is evil, but did you know that when God says to the wicked, "You wicked, you must die," and you do not warn them about their ways, they die in their sins, but God will hold you responsible for their blood. We know that all that is necessary for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing. So why isn't the Catholic Campus Ministry at NC State, who is equipped with the Eucharist, doing nothing to protect their unborn neighbor from destruction? Voting pro-life and attending a march in Washington is not going to be enough to end abortion. You need to start taking a bolder stand against child sacrifice.
Where have you been? Where is your outrage? And where is your voice? Do you realize that if every single Christian stood up against this grave evil, we could stop this genocide?
Professing Christians make up a majority of the people in America, and professing Catholics make up a majority of those Christians. And yet we live in a society that permits the slaughter of 2 unborn human beings every minute of every day. That's 1.6 million every year, and over 55 million since the legalization of child sacrifice. Abortion in America has killed more people than the Nazis. It is the greatest evil the world has ever seen. And where is CCM? Is CCM walking on the other side of the road like the priest or the Levite?
Personally, we know that we have not done nearly as much as we could or should have in the fight against child sacrifice. But at least we know that it's a personal failure of ours that we need to change. We know that schoolwork is demanding and takes up a lot of time. That is not an excuse for total indifference about abortion. Do you not see the image of your God being defiled here? Are you not like the priest and the Levite who walked on the other side of the road? Do you not understand that the incarnation of Christ is being demonically desecrated behind these doors?
God does not desire your noisy songs nor the melodies from your harps, but desires rather that justice surge like waters and righteousness like a flowing stream. Spirituality is not a bad thing, but you have failed to share the light and love of Christ outside of the comfort of your praise and worship sessions and your small groups. Are you so enamored with the things of the world and the program ministries and opportunities at your church that you cannot see that every abortion that happens here is a denial of your Great Commission? Where is your salt? Where is your light?
We are survivors. A fourth of our generation has been eliminated through choice. And since you're sitting here today, living in supposedly the freest country in the world, obviously God chose you to survive the scourge of abortion.
Being pro-life is not just a political belief or idea, but it's action. We're not saying that you should drop everything and focus exclusively on abortion. We're just saying that you should take abortion as seriously as you would the legally sanctioned murder of born children. So ask yourself, are you really doing everything you can to save your unborn neighbor from destruction? Are you beseeching your government leaders to bring an end to our nation's holocaust of our children? Are you coming here to Calvary to plead with the mothers to give life to their children? Are you preaching the truth about abortion to your own members of CCM? Are you really like the early disciples that preached the gospel of life boldly enough to be martyred?
How will you use your gift of life?
Let us love not only in word or in talk, or simply by our vote, but let us love in deed and in truth. For if our faith is without works, it is dead. It is time for us to remember who we are, whose we are, and who we are meant to be. Let us understand how far we have fallen, how grievously we have failed. Let us repent and be true disciples of Jesus Christ.
I want to leave you with one final question. When you stand in front of God at the very last day of your life, what will you say to Him when He asks, "What have